Have you ever looked at an investment opportunity and thought, I wonder how long it'll take for this thing to pay for itself? Well, there's a super simple way to figure this out with a formula called the Gross Rent Multiplier. It tells you how many years it will take for a property's gross rents to pay for itself. To run the calculation yourself, all you have to do is take the property's price and divide it by its gross annual rents, which is essentially the total income it will generate before any other expenses are taken out. Now, obviously, considering how basic this formula is, it doesn't provide enough information by itself to greenlight a property as a good investment, but it can be a helpful calculation to use as you plan the growth of your real estate portfolio. And it's fast and easy enough to calculate in just a few seconds to help you decide if the property is worth a closer look. So again, the formula looks like this. You take the purchase price and divide it by the annual gross rents, and that gives you the gross rent multiplier. Now keep in mind that gross annual rents are exactly that, the gross amount of income received from an investment property, not including any expenses or debt service or any other money taken out. This is the full income number. It's kind of a crude ratio since property expenses can vary wildly from market to market and from one property to another. Many real estate investors think of the gross rent multiplier as a screening metric. If you're browsing through dozens of properties for sale, you can calculate the gross rent multiplier for each property in just a few seconds. When the GRM is outrageously high, you can dismiss the opportunity without another thought. Let's say, for example, that Gina is considering buying an investment property priced at $180,000. The monthly rent is $1,500, which means the annual gross rents are going to be $18,000. Gina could find her GRM by following this equation. She could take the $180,000 purchase price and divide it by the $18,000 gross annual rent income, and she'll get a GRM of 10. In other words, this means that in a perfect world with no expenses, it would take 10 years for the rents from this property to pay for itself. Now, at the risk of stating the obvious, a lower number is better when it comes to the gross rent multiplier because it represents a fewer number of years for the property to pay for itself. So to sum this all up, the gross rent multiplier is basically a blunt force tool, kind of like a hammer. As any sculptor would agree, you need blunt tools in your toolkit, particularly as you're making your first pass at a property. It's tools like these that help you chisel away the large chunks so you can focus on the finer details with more precise tools. I hope you found this video helpful, and if it piques your interest, check out our easy gross rent multiplier calculator at REtipster.com/GRM. And be sure to catch our next video about another way to screen properties called the cash on cash return. See you there.